What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty, aka Doughtinator. Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to try and get my DR on my main account back above 60,000 and let's see how this one goes. It's Group 1, it's Monza. I'm fast in Group 1, I'm fast at Monza, but with the two combined, can I be fast? I'm going to go with the Toyota TS050 for this race. I really enjoy driving the car, and well, most other people have gone with the Audi R18. Womble Boss is in there. Good to see him out on the track again. I look forward to racing with him. A lot of other fast drivers. So I was about 100th in EMEA, and I'm only lined up 6th for this race. So it's going to be a fast race. Now, after waiting for a little while at this matchmaking screen, I was then presented with the error message that nobody likes to see. A disconnection. Not a great start to this attempt to get above 60,000 DR. I don't know if this problem's my end or if everybody's getting this, but that is not the way I wanted to start this challenge. We did, however, manage to connect for the next race, and these next couple of races we're going to review. We're going to really just cut to the highlights of every single race, and there were some fantastic races. So I did go with the Toyota TS050 again. This time I'm lining up 4th on the grid. Womble Boss is in here again. Looking forward to seeing him on the track. And also Burrs is in here as well, and he's also gone for the Toyota. The Toyota does lack the top speed of the Audi, but the Toyota keeps a hybrid alive. But it has to be said, the hybrid doesn't die as much as it does on other tracks, so we're going to be careful on the brakes into turn 1, and it's going to all bunch up a little bit there. Slight bump into the back of the green British driver ahead. We're going to give him some bump assistance out of the corner just to kind of return that favour. And yeah, the Audi, it's fast, it really is, but we are deep in the slipstream. He's going to go defensive, but we're going to brake early. We're still on cold tyres. We had to back out that corner there because I was really cautious about cutting the corner on lap 1. Although a compromised exit, we did not get a penalty, luckily. Now onto the straight for the first time. We are in the slipstream of the driver ahead, just about under attack from the driver behind, and you can see the cars ahead just starting to gap us, and it looks like Burrs may be under pressure into the braking zone, as are we. We're going to get on the brakes as late as we can. The British driver is going to put a move on Burrs. The significant top speed advantage of that R18, certainly in the early phase of this race where the hybrid is still quite alive for that Audi R18. But I think the Toyota is the nicest car to drive. I certainly should be making less mistakes with this car. And there is one particular corner that I noticed during this race. It was exiting Lesmo 2, where we do have the advantage over the Audis, and the Audi dies, the hybrid dies coming out of Lesmo 2. The Toyota's hybrid is still alive, and we're going to run a little bit wide there, so we're not going to make the most of that benefit. Skipping forwards now, lap number 4. We are close behind Burrs still, and the leaders are battling, so we are not far off the lead of this race. Getting on the brakes into the second chicane. I had to just back out of that one because this British driver's lost the car on the exit of that second chicane, and that's going to put us up in the 3rd position. We are barely closing into the back of Burrs, and we are still very much in touch with the lead of this race, so we'll see how this one plays out. Skipping forwards now down the main straight to start lap number 5. We are under attack from the British driver into turn 1. He's going to get us on the brakes, and there's nothing we can really do with that. We lost slipstream from the drivers ahead, and the Toyota TS050 is a sitting duck, but the driver's got a penalty, so how's this one going to play out? We should be able to clear him with that penalty, but we're under attack from the South African driver. We go semi-defensive but don't really commit to the defence. He does back out of that move, so he's looking to race forwards with us and maybe clear the driver ahead in 1 when he comes to serve his penalty after the second Lesmo is the penalty serving zone. And this is where our car has the advantage. So exiting the second Lesmo, the Audi R18 has a hybrid. It just doesn't have the hybrid, and we've still got enough hybrid to keep us on the gas, so we're back up into 3rd position here. Skipping forwards again and across the line to start lap number 6. Once again we are under attack down the main straight from the Audi R18. and he's going to get that move very easily done. We did back off to let him in front because it's better probably for overall race pace if we weren't side by side into the braking zone. And now I just want to focus on getting some free speed from the slipstream from that driver ahead. Skipping forwards now, and we're going to get plenty of slipstream down this main straight, and we're going to look to get on the brakes in the braking zone. Quick check behind, no threat from behind, but we're a little bit too deep on the brakes, and we just nudged the driver ahead in the braking zone. Felt bad for that guy, but he didn't seem to suffer. But I think I was distracted, and as a crash happened ahead of me while I have my own crash, and just a slight lapse of concentration there, and we could have thrown away a lot more positions than that, but luckily the British driver had that mistake as well. And now this is going to be my view for the remainder of the race. The red car of Longen, the French driver, we spent a long time behind this guy, and he's going to feature a lot more in this video. But you can see the speed of that Audi R18. We are in the slipstream but barely gaining. There's not a lot I can do to really attack on the straights in this Toyota TS050. Now we are going towards the end of the race, so I'm hoping my tyres will start to favour here, as we have got a run on the Audi R18, but we're barely closing even with slipstreams. We're going to go side by side, and he's going to pull back in front with the overspeed. I've got nothing to attack with in this Toyota. We did think about hanging it around the outside, but that wasn't really going to be working for us. And yeah, we've just lost a bit of time through that chicane, and yeah, I'm really suffering here. I've got no top speed in this car. We did talk before about the top speed differences between the non-hybrids and the hybrids. Even within the hybrid category, the Audi R18 does win on top speed, and we're trying everything we can to try and get good corner exits to get right under the gearbox of the driver ahead, and we are doing that, but we've just gone a bit wide there. Maybe a bit of dirt on the tyres from the gravel excursion, and what we needed to be doing is just be so close, or as close as possible, exiting Lesmo 2, and that's just not going to work out for us. We spent the whole race chasing him down, but not quite getting it done. So that's not going to get us to 60,000 DR. We're going to go again. Another lobby loading matchmaking screen. One Ball Boss is in this race again, as are 20 other drivers. However, when we come to start the race, 7 of them are missing. So let me know if you're having problems with disconnects. Let me know in the comments below. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. This time I'm going with the Audi R18. I need to be in at least the same car as everybody else. I don't like driving the Audi R18. It's a fantastic qualifying car, but it's so awkward to drive. It just feels really, really awkward. But I don't want to be giving away that top speed advantage to the cars I'm racing, and we're going to get on the brakes into turn 1, and we're going to flow through there quite nicely. Turkish driver ahead, bit of a mess there, but we managed to get out of that okay. So off we go, racing once again, starting 6th on the grid, and the later in the evening I was racing, the further down I was getting in the starting order. Again, first lap, you have to be cautious with the car. Tyres are very cold. We're going to get a very poor exit, and there's a car to the inside, and he's going to run deep and just put us off the track. Oh, unfortunate there really, but credit to the driver there, Longen. Thank you so much. Very gentlemanly driving, waited, let me back past. Obvious it wasn't an intentional manoeuvre, and we're going to continue to have great battles with him. So 3 laps later, after he gave me some bump drafts down the straight, he's certainly made up for that early error. So huge shout out to you. But he did get the run on us out of second Lesmo. But now we're back with that same view again. We're following that red LMP1 car, and things are going to get really spicy now as someone's serving a penalty. We're going to get to the inside of them, and we're going to get that move done. So up into 7th position now. We're starting our fight back. We do have at least certainly a matching top speed to our rivals, but we're just not quite in slipstream distance. Skipping forwards now, lap number 6. 2 cars are going to go side by side into Parabolica, and they're going to compromise each other, which it's going to be in my favour. This one is, I've got the slipstream of the driver ahead. Two cars are going side by side, so they're not helping each other out. We're going to go to the inside. The gap is just going to stay open to the inside. On the brakes, 3 wide, and the driver in the middle is going to back out that one quite sensibly. And then we're going to go side by side through the chicane, trying to give room on the inside. These LMP1 cars are very awkward through that chicane, but we've got that move done. But we are certainly still under attack from the driver behind. We didn't get a particularly clean exit out of there. The driver is to the inside, maybe going for a look, and he's going to send it down the inside into the chicane. Fantastic move, but that's going to get a bit of exit swaz there. And we're going to fight back now. It's rolled reversed into Lesmo 1. We're going to get through here clean this time round. But we're still greatly under threat from Longgen. Is it Longgen? Lontgen. Sorry about your name. I'm not good with names. But great racing with you in these races. I really enjoyed that. No worries about that little incident on lap 1. It's all good with me. I'm out here for the racing, for the battles. It's all about enjoying those moments. If you do want to help yourself get faster in GT Sport, check out the description below for the Race Asylum Discord. It's where we host some leagues, just talk about everything to do with GT Sports and helping everybody get faster in GT Sport. If you are enjoying this video so far, hit that like button, consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's a bit of a long video this time. I appreciate it if you watch it all the way through. I've tried to cut out all of the boring bits, so hopefully it's all killer, no filler, as we're going to be under attack into turn 1 once again. Longgen to the outside. We're going to go side by side through the chicane, giving him plenty of space. These cars are like a barge to turn at slow speed. He's going to get that move done. But we're going to be in the slipstream to follow him now into the next couple of corners. Yeah, through that chicane in these LMP1 cars is so difficult to do. And yeah, this is my view again, guys. I'm just following this red Audi R18. Very common for me to do, trying to figure out a way to get past. Now it's difficult with these, 'cause in the braking zones you have to brake early when you're behind. There's a way to get a bit too deep on the brakes here and get, we've got a bit of a swaz the opposite way. And like I said before, these cars are so awkward to turn when they are at low speed. They don't seem to have a great deal of steering lock. We're going to lose countless positions there. And yeah, back in 9th position. Now the cars ahead have penalties. Unknown to me, I'm under attack from a car to my right hand side. 2 cars going slow. We're going to squeeze through there. 4 wide at that point there. That could have been a huge wreck. I didn't quite see Brackus on the outside of me. Luckily it was only minor contact to the outside, but Brackus is going to get a 3 for 1 there down that straight into Ascari chicane. But we're going to be clear of the drivers behind. Skipping forwards now, 8th position, lap number 11, and Brackus is going to get a bit of swaz out of the first chicane, and that's going to allow us to get alongside, potentially past Brackus into the second chicane. We do have the overspeed, but will it be enough into the braking zone? Keep an eye on the radar. He's going to be he's going to back out early. He's going to back out of that one. But I went a bit deep trying to get late on the brakes, which is going to compromise my exit. But a swaz from my car, and not a great exit from myself into the first Lesmo, and we've missed the apex. And yeah, I think I've used too much hybrid in that first half of the lap, and we've got nothing coming out the corner here. Under threat now, as you can see on the radar, he's closing in. He's going to go to the outside. Will he get enough overlap to be able to get on the outside of me into Ascari? And we're going to brake a little bit early now. Going too wide through Ascari doesn't often work, but that's going to get a swaz from him through that Ascari again, and he's going to get a penalty. That is going to be perfect for us. We are on the penultimate lap, about to start the final lap into Parabolica for the penultimate time, and it's a half-second penalty, so we need to be close. We're going to get close in the slipstream, exiting Parabolica across the line to start the final lap. How is this one going to play out for us? 7th position is on the cards here. A reasonable gap to the cars behind, so this is a fight between 7th and 8th into the braking zone, into turn 1. We're going to be reasonably conservative to try and get to the apex, and then you've got to try and thread the car through here. Be careful of the car on power. It can just either understeer or oversteer. It depends where you flip the coin, heads or tails. It's a very difficult car to drive. and I wasn't enjoying driving it, to be honest. I felt like it was a real wrestle. But we're going to get onto the brakes now into the second chicane. Okay through there, bit of swaz on corner exit as we're starting to feel a bit of tyre wear probably, but Baracus is going to be serving his penalty. We need to be as close as we can. We're wide again there. I think he might be out of touching distance in the penalty, but that's a good exit from Lesmo 2 for us. Penalty serving ahead. How's this one going to work out? We do have the overspeed. We'll try and catch a bit of slipstream, go to the inside, and we've got him clear. We need to get on the brakes, get the car slowed down through Ascari as best we can with a compromised entry, and we're just about going to get the exit okay. Glancing back, he's got another penalty, so that should leave us secure in 7th position. Fast forward to the finish, and we're going to finish in 7th position, but that's still not enough for 60k DR. We're going to need to go again. Final race of the video now, race number, well, the 3rd race I've taken part in, the 4th race I've entered, and we're going to line up in 5th position now. Womble Boss behind us in 7th, and we're going to go back with the Toyota TS050. It was too much high stress to drive that R18, and I didn't think my race pace was that good. My lap times weren't that good. So we're going to go in the Toyota TS050. We are going to understand that we are compromised on top speed, but we're going to enjoy the smooth driving styles. Into turn 1, we got on the brakes, and an absolute missile there from the Portuguese driver. Punts off the Turkish driver, but luckily gets away with that one. All fair in that one. Everybody stayed in position where they should be. It was the attacking driver who made a mistake and came off worse. So thank God for that one. Skipping forwards now, lap number 2 through the chicane, and we're going to get a cut on that one, and that's going to give us a penalty for the driver ahead now. So this is not what we wanted. We wanted to have a clean race going forwards, and we are wide there, and we've gained a track limits penalty for the exit of Lesmo 1. How is that even possible? So we've got to serve 1 second now. That's going to put us back. Womble Boss goes through, and this is how it's going to be, guys. Womble Boss, legend of strategy, is going to be in front of us for this race. If you don't know who Womble Boss or Womble Leader is, search Womble Leader Racing on YouTube. You'll find him. He does the strategy guides for all of the daily race C's, and yeah, this is going to be how it's going to be for most of the race. Womble Boss in that Audi R18. This is what I was talking about earlier. The hybrid for the Audi R18 dies coming out of Lesmo 2, but it's too early in the race to try and go for a move. So I'm just trying to get the best race pace possible for both of us. And I think the best way to do that is to not fight, give a bit of a bump draft in that zone where the Audi R18 is deficient in hybrid, because we are getting closed in by the driver behind in 7th position. Skipping forwards now, lap number 5 into Ascari chicane. And we got a great run out of Lesmo 2 and a great run through Ascari chicane, and we've got a great exit where we'll be able to effect a move into Parabolica, and no, not really. We just barely got any closing speed on the Audi R18. We have to get on the brakes a little bit early to give the space in the braking zone. The last thing I want to do is to bump anyone in the braking zone. That's just not my style, and we've just given away a huge amount of time, really. This is the difficulty with these, with any of the high-speed cars. The braking zones are so critical, and it's split second. You can't react to the car ahead, so you have to brake a bit earlier just to be safe, and it's really difficult. You lose time in traffic, so much time in fact, and then on top of that you have the dirty air from the cars ahead. The high downforce cars suffer so much with lack of downforce in the dirty air, and it means following other drivers, you just can't keep close enough to exit the corners close behind them, and that means you can't get the slipstream down the straight. Add that to the fact that I'm in the TS050 versus the R18 with the higher top speed, and it's almost impossible to pass. I'm relying on a mistake ahead. Now out of Lesmo 2 is where I have the best chance. You'll see the Audi R18 hybrid die, and we can close in a little bit more, but it's still just not good enough. Into Ascari again, and we're going to flow through there quite nicely. We've got a good run this time. Is this going to be a chance to get the pass down this straight here? it's not looking like it. Looking at our average lap times, they're good. We're in the 1:33s, which is really solid non-alien pace. So I think I was right choosing the TS050, but in the race you get stuck. You can't pass some of the Audi R18s. Skipping forward now, lap number 10, Womble Boss is going to escape us a little bit into the braking zone. There's a car crashed ahead. We get a little tap into the braking zone, which makes things difficult for us, and we're off into the gravel. We're flat out down the gravel, but that's going to kind of be okay for us. Skipping forwards now, we're going to bring it home in 5th position due to some incidents and problems for some other drivers. Now that will get us to just over 60,000 DR, so mission complete. I mean, it was a real battle. Let me know how the races have gone for you this week in Daily Race C. If you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.